Hi guys, it's me, just listening again. And for this video, I will pose a very simple question. Should President Donald J. Trump be impeached for a third time, and this time removed from office? Well, the simple answer is yes, he should, in my own humble opinion. But I know that you guys expect a little more explanation out of me, and I will give a little more about the explanation to why I think number 45 and number 47 should be removed from office permanently, by force if necessary. Besides being a very horrible leader and being a very greedy, narcissistic, and ego-driven human being, well, a poor excuse for a human being, I should say, he's very, very, very bad at being president and leader in general, because he basically wiped his ass with the Constitution of America. He doesn't even know probably doesn't even know what it says. Probably doesn't know what all the amendments in the Constitution actually mean and how to apply them. And he doesn't know what any of the law-abiding documents are either. But he doesn't like the court decisions that pertain to him, except if he likes them or if he agrees with them. Otherwise, he just ignores them altogether. Anyhow, he doesn't even know what the Declaration of Independent Power says. And yep, we can definitely prove that, because he was very lackadaisy when it comes to describing what was in the document and why it was made in the first place. But besides all that, you see, Donald Trump likes to play favorites with law. If he sees that the court ruling is in his favor, he'll do whatever it takes to support that ruling. But if it's something that he doesn't say all presidents shouldn't wear brown tuna or makeup or whatever, he won't obey it. He'll just keep wearing that makeup no matter what happens, no matter who says so. Because in this day and age of Trump 2.0, it seems like terms like legal and illegal don't mean anything anymore. They don't apply to the big boss himself. He's above the law. Well, he is not above the law. He's a human being, like everybody else. And like everybody else, we are accountable for what we do or what we don't do. You know, he probably thinks that legal and illegal, probably just like playful terms that don't mean anything. That don't really mean anything in the long run of things. So I do what I want anyway. That's not the case. Not for him, not for me, not for the mayor of New York City, not for the governor of Alaska, for example, or a bunch of other random strangers. The law is the law for whoever it's for. Whoever's in this country has to obey the laws. You know, whether you be rich man or poor guy or the next president in line of succession, or a woman, a gay person, or transgender person, whether you're black, white, Asian, Latino, Latina, you know, all probably is equally, you know, because justice line and all that. But Donald Trump doesn't seem to see it that way. Unfortunately, that's one of the instances where I think he should be impeached. Another one is the idea of tariffs. Now, Congress has always had the power of the purse to put tariffs on goods, to do whatever is necessary. It's always been up to Congress to make money for the government, to oversee that department. That's one of the checks and balances of the country, of the federal government. Trump, on the other hand, used the idea of imposing tariffs as part of a national emergency type thing to make sure that he has the power to put tariffs in there with whatever percentage he wants to whoever he wants, under the guise of saying that first it was drugs that constitute the national emergency, and then we were punishing somebody else for allowing drugs to come into our country by their trade routes. I think that's what it was. But anyway, that turned out to be a whole farce. And they also were trying to tie the immigration in it too, that because we allow certain people in there from other countries, from like Mexico and Latin America as a whole, that we can impose tariffs on them as punishment for letting them come across our borders. Which, yeah, is a very weak argument. I mean, if that was the case, why would they put it on Canada? There aren't that many immigrants coming from Canada, or drugs for that matter coming from Canada. What's the big deal? We're just very power hungry and very absurdly drawn to the fact that I can do whatever I want because I'm president. That's like a kindergarten view of the presidency. That when I be president, I can do whatever I want. I can tell people what to do, and that's that. There is no boundaries to what I do. That isn't the case, and the economy is suffering for it. In fact, I just bought the new Hess truck for this year. Normally they cost like about $35, $40 about, more or less, with all the tax and stuff included. And this year, the Hess truck, well, not really a truck actually, it's a race car, but I digress. The race car itself costs like $50. That's a little more expensive than your average gear for that type of collectible. Hell, I thought the other one was more expensive, like $75 or something year anniversary for it. Like it was $65. So imagine how much the new anniversary car will be because of Trump's test. I mean, Trump didn't directly put the test on the Hess company to make the more expensive, but he did put tests on like plastics and metal that would be made into the toy cars. So in a roundabout way, it did make everything more expensive. And the food and the other products that we get from around the world and stuff, that equals skyrocketing. So, so for a long time now, the GOP was pretending like that was no big deal. He made the price go up on things like food and coffee and all that other stuff, it was no big deal. Like grocery prices, people would deal with it, or they would deny that it was a big increase in prices. And they would tell Fox News and One America Network, among other networks, to downplay it or deny it. No big deal, right? Well, yeah, if you're going to buy food for dinner or for a holiday feast, for example, like Thanksgiving or Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever the case is, you know, price like that, it might not be a big deal, like a little extra for bananas, a little bit more for eggs, a little bit more for meat. No big deal by itself. But when you go there and you buy a bunch of stuff for dinner or for like a big type dinner for a family of like 4 or 5 or 6, maybe 7, 8 people, every little thing adds up. So that's another reason why he should be impeached, because of his abuse of power going toward tariffs and stuff. Being that he's, I'm king, I can do what I want. And I can tariff what I want because I'm a power hungry idiot. Doesn't know any better. Or is purposely sinking the economy by making everything a fortune. That's for that video altogether. Trump is doing this on purpose or not. But another reason why he should be impeached. This whole government shut down there, which was the Republicans' fault, by the way, for refusing to cave in to Democrats on the whole healthcare issue, because the Democrats would like for the Affordable Care Act to be, I think, funded for next year or so. With no changes whatsoever. But the Republicans would like nothing more than to cut it down so that somewhere like either 12 or 20 million people will be kicked off that program. Even though we are that would be bad for a whole nation. And there is no way for undocumented immigrants to receive medical benefits like that, except for, like, say, an emergency or something. So, they like to perpetuate the idea that, Democrats are going to give away free Medicare, Medicaid, Medicare to immigrants who are illegal and undocumented. That's hogwash right there. But that wasn't the big deal. The big deal came from the fact that Trump actually wanted to and did do for a couple weeks now, more than a month now, cut off the SNAP program, which is fundamentally food stamps for millions of Americans. And that really pissed me off, because I know quite a few people who are on food stamps because they're either disabled, or they're elderly, or they're too young to work. So that really grinded my gears a lot too. It's one thing to blame the Democrats for it, but then to actually have the Republicans actually vote no against the funding of SNAP on their own without any Democrats whatsoever. That's just pure. That just sets the evil wall right in your corner to say that you have to blame for this and you want to keep it that way, because otherwise there won't be any change. And also, for the same matter, Trump did all this stuff Plus, he's building himself a nice $350 million ballroom, which will probably come out of taxpayer money somehow or some way, either by direct deposit from our money, or from where he's gonna sue the DOJ for it, which he has a yes men and yes women in there. So more likely to win it from taxpayer money pot. So there's that. So the American taxpayer will be out $230 million, and it'll be going toward the new ballroom edition. Plus, we got the Lincoln bathroom that was just redone. I don't know how much it cost or how much money was from private donors or himself or tax-free money. I'm sure it was quite a pretty pain though, because he likes a lot garish marble, gold, and probably silver too on top of that. Really nice for himself. When Trump wants to make something for himself, he'll pull out every stop in the book for it. Quick. But when it comes to helping out the people that he's supposed to be helping out, he drags that with it. He likes to say that all the courts will take care of it. I'm not sure that we can take care of it, but the courts will determine that. You are the president of the United States, jackass. You're the one that should do this for the people, not for yourself. If I didn't know better, I'd say he was making that big ballroom as a mausoleum or a monument to himself. Because you're getting up to the age where you gotta worry about things like that happening to yourself. But I'm not gonna get into that whole grim topic because sure, if I go too much into detail on that, YouTube will probably have a fit and probably try to take me down again. And there was also the Great Gatsby party that he had in Mar-a-Lago for wealthy donors and whatnot. And I forgot, I don't think it was a Halloween. It might have been for Halloween party for that. Where we have starving children and starving old people and disabled people. You don't go hungry or he's over there partying up with his rich family and friends. So, okay, so that's not a scratch against him for being impeached for a third time. But that's, for the GOP, that's no big deal because that's like kind of what they wanted. For people to hungry and starving and all that. That's why Bill Donnie got like a support up the ass for from the Republican Party. That's not the big top on the cake. And who knows what else Uncle Donnie got planned for architecture reasons. Like, for example, his big arch idea, his big Arc de Triomphe in DC, which by itself should cost a nice pretty penny too. About I'm gonna take a wild guess and say it'll cost $500 million. And also for the same matter, he like the bullshit that he stopped wars, pretty soon every 10 wars, and then he said that we're making like $17 trillion as for the tea from the tariffs and stuff. But he still wants money and donation for whatever he got cooking in its fried egg head. But yeah, pretty soon it'll be $1 billion. Show me the money. I'll believe when I see it. But anyway, that's That's no big deal. That's no tears. We know they lies. We know they cheat on everything, even golf, among other things too. That's no big deal. But the topping on the cake came during this week when Democrats released a bunch of emails, I think 20,000 emails from the Epstein estate. And that's about the most damning evidence against Mr. Trump, in that they mark him as being one of his best buddies a while ago. This is all the other evidence which he, like pictures of him with Epstein, that weird birthday card there with Donald signature on the bottom of it, no oil pen or anything like that. But this actually said that there were Trump was with one of these underage young women at I think Mar-a-Lago for hours on end. Yeah, I'm sure during that time he was trying to teach the young lady how to play chess. Yeah, that's bullshit. We all know what he was doing there. He was playing patty cake with the girl. And chances are that the girl probably looked a lot like Ivanka. Because we all know that Donald has secret lust for his own daughter. And how with certain ones he said that if she wasn't his daughter, he would be dating her. And more likely, if he would dating her, other stuff would happen too. Something that would get him in trouble with the law. So, after he said that to Howard, Mr. Stern said, I don't want this guy on my TV show anymore, on my radio show anymore. So, it's gotta be pretty bad if Howard Stern, the king of sleaze, who has hookers, porn stars, and other filthy people on there, if he doesn't want you on your show, that's gotta be pretty bad, right? So, in any case, there's no way that Donald Trump can run from that, The proof is in the point right there, You got 20,000 emails with him in it that link Trump and Epstein together, along with all the pictures and all the other evidence too. I mean, hell, if I were a betting man, and I'll bet you that he was not only Epstein's best customer, the most expensive client in the world, and Ghislaine Maxwell can prove that too. She was in on all of it. But that Donald Trump isn't the only Republican in the third client list. There's gotta be other Republicans in it too, and that's why they want to fight tooth and nail to make sure that thing doesn't let a day and get into the public, the public sphere. Because that if any Democrat politician or any independent politician were involved in the files like this guy right here, that there would be a hole to pay. The Republican Party would not hesitate 1 second to announce who was in there, whether it be Obama, whether it be Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, or whoever, just so that they could damn them all to hell in prison for life. But you will. which is where Donald Trump belongs right now. Because even though I wasn't there and I didn't see it for myself, I know without a shadow of a doubt that Donald J. Trump is in the Epstein files. He's in the Epstein list. He's in the list probably multiple times, probably dozens, maybe even 100 times in those files. On that list. It's no doubt in my mind. But it was actually pretty funny that they wouldn't be making such a big deal out of it. If only the Republicans didn't make a big deal out of it when it came time to running for president again. When Trump was running for president, he said that he released files. Every politician, every Republican politician would say, I'm going to release the files, just vote me in again, I'll release the files. Then they probably realize that, oh shit, we have Donald Trump in there. Never mind, nothing to see here, folks, nothing to see here. Back away, get out of here, but go away. Alright, you see, quick destroy the files, bury them away, bury underneath the new, I've seen that ballroom. We got distract, we gotta have a government shutdown, gotta shut down, gotta start shutting down the airports and making for the workers work out pay, distract. Which, by the way, the notion of workers, even better workers, working without pay is another staple of Trump. Because he likes to get work done without having to pay the people. Or in some cases, he pays people and then they end up putting out shoddy work for him because he's a cheap motherfucker. I predict that this ballroom might cost a fortune, but then it'll be trimmed down with by using cheap, shoddy material. So like the inside into the walls and stuff so that it comes apart very easily. It's not easily maintained. It'll be pretty fragile. So now, after it's revealed about all this stuff, but the fragile obscene stuff leaked out and all that. Now the Republican Party is panicking because they know that once the cat is loose, you can't put him back in the bag again. So I like the way that people, even someone as nutty as Marjorie Taylor Greene, saying, I'm not gonna stick for this. I mean, I doubt she got some kind of moral awakening. I think she's just doing it to save her own ass and job for the future. But I think that it's still a good step that she's breaking away from the traditional MAGA group and going more towards, releasing the files. And now with the new Arizona senators that just won the special election, where her getting into the government again, she actually signed a petition to become the last person on the list to sign the petition to release the file, to release the full files, which is very, very good. So, enforcing open the government, Trump thought it would be a universal good thing, but then he said, oh shit, she's waiting in the wings to do my political career. So, I love the fact that the the Republicans and Democrats do a little bit of a contest over this, you can start people up, you can have gigantic parties at their expense, you can build giant ballrooms and whatnot. But you draw a line at having sexual encounters with children. So that's good. At least they have something of a moral compass. Not much, but it's better to love them out than to have them accuse you of sexual misconduct. Now, also, I like the way Trump is begging all the senators not to sign the petition. Oh, please, say my ass one more time, please. I'll give you some candy if you do that. Which might sound worse, given the pedophilia type of accusation on him, but still, it's pretty funny that to see a grown old man big like that. He's not 8 years old, but granted, he's got less than a year for that. It's a pretty big, thing to be impeached for. I don't care. Anything good that Trump could do for America. Let's say he gives out like $2,000 for everybody. Everybody will receive $2,000 from tariffs and such. I don't believe that for a second, but let's say he does do that. Let's say it's like a $5,000 for each person. Let's say in addition to the one that is supposed to offset the cost of tariffs, all that. Let's say he does that. Being associated with Jeffrey Epstein will definitely, he'll definitely be known for that more than anything else in the country and in history. I'm sure that he probably regretting coming down the escalator years ago in 2015 or so, because when it was fine when he would do all these bad things in private, and he could do whatever he wanted to, and no one would be the wiser. But once he got into political power and became president, every little thing came to light. So that I don't care how many executive orders he might sign, what he can do, it will still haunt him forever and ever. His past with Epstein, and then they try to blame the Democrats for everything that Trump and some Republicans are guilty of too. I mean, the only way that he could be seen as worse in this case is if he eats dogs and cats for dinner. But given the fact that he has no pets in the White House now, I would believe that too. Now, another reason, there's one more major reason why I find that he could easily be impeached for the third time, and that would be his involvement with Venezuela. You see, Venezuela, he attacked and sunk many boats, fishing boats and international waters from that country. So I think this week, there was like attack number 20, where us Americans were the aggressors against the people of Venezuela, against the fishing boats, under the auspices that Trump believed that they were carrying drugs to America. Meaning that he said that I have common sense, and that those people are brown. So that's what brown people always carry drugs on their boats. So being a racist bastard that he is, he got shoot first, ask question later. Or never. Because, because he sunk boats and because he ordered the military to destroy any evidence that could prove him wrong or prove him right. It's at the bottom of the ocean anyway, or in pieces. So there is no proof either way that there were drugs on those boats or there weren't. I would like to see evidence that there were drugs on the boats. And besides the point, even if there were drugs on the boats themselves, you don't go around killing everybody you please. You don't destroy property and kill people as you see fit. You are not God. You are not judge, jury, and executioner. You are the President of the United States of America. We have laws against that. So I will fully expect for some people from Interpol to take interest in Trump's little battleship games. Because no rational human being would do that. No clear thinking person would initiate a prologue of war like that. Besides the point, that's Congress's job. Congress is meant to have sole authority to go to war, declare war. Not any of this. I feel like it. I got a gut feeling about this. You need evidence. You need hard evidence for that. I mean, Trump's gut feeling right now seems a lot more like indigestion from a pastrami sandwich. Or maybe something about it. So, the fact that he kills people really, and that he even said in the press conference that he will continue to kill people from Venezuela, proves that he is not right in the head, and that he should be gotten out of office by using the 25th Amendment or impeachment, because he's gonna get to war. I guarantee you, if he continues to be in office, he's gonna get into war. Probably to distract us from the Epstein files or some other scandal that we don't know about yet. And all he's doing, because the more he draws attention, the more he tries to draw attention from that, the more damning the situation is for him. It's like, look over here, can't see where my hand is going. See that? I'm just playing with you. I'm right here. So, he's trying to distract us, but it's not working out so good. And many politicians are going more toward not buying it anymore. It's really sad, but still. And it's sad that it took this long to figure that out. But a con man and a pedophile and a sexual deviant. I mean, hell, the man even admitted that he went through his Miss USA pageant to look at the women getting dressed and undressed in the competition, all because he owned it. Let's say that I own the competition. Let's say I own a big pageant like that. I wouldn't go in there. I wouldn't go to the dressing rooms because I'm a normal human being. I wouldn't do that even if I was rich. That doesn't interest me at all. Because I'm a grown human. I'm a grown adult that doesn't need to worry about that kind of thing. So, yeah, that's pretty disgusting behavior from the richest American president in history. You know, I think Melania has a bad history too in that regard too. Being a child, girl like that. Don was probably like, I like that. I like that a lot. Marry that and do horrible things to her body. I want that meat right there. That one. Don't look at me like that. I want that meat right there. With a little bit of hot sauce and ketchup. Yeah, I want that. Yeah. That's good eating right there. I'm sorry for that, but I had to do that. As I'm sure that's what Donald Trump did upon meeting Melania for the first time many moons ago. So anyway, I thank you for watching my video about what I feel that Donald Trump should be impeached for a third time, and what you guys just answer me. If you guys think he should be impeached for the time and removed from office, because it's all fine and good that he's impeached, but then when he is not removed from office and gets spiteful, and he gets even more demented in his little twisted mind. So, what do you guys think he should be impeached and removed and then in prison for the rest of his days? Or do you think that he should be let go because the dirty-old man probably doesn't know his full name? And that's another reason why he should be impeached, because very clearly it's showing signs of old age and dementia and probably diabetes, probably memory problems. No doubt because of his piss poor diet. Anyway, if you guys like what you see here and you want to see more of my videos, you can always like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. You can also contact me for future information on my future stuff by calling me or texting me. My phone number is 631-707-3707. Or you can follow me on Twitter or X if you prefer at PNelsonPro. And my email is jjsviewingchannel@gmail.com. So, I salute everyone that is finally waking up to the fact that Donald Trump is a complete menace and a complete douchebag as far as skiing around the law, not complying with the law itself, only doing what he likes about the law and obeying the certain laws, like cherry picking, or I like this one, I like that one. That's good too. I don't like this one. This is bad. This is poopy. This law poopy. Get rid of it right now. And yeah, that's the thing. Plus the fact that he made a couple dozen people starve, a couple dozen, like 40 million people starve out waiting for this that benefits come over, and that it's a world menace to society. Get rid of this guy now as president, in prison, and do whatever. He shouldn't be immune. He shouldn't be But he's not righteous at all. No, but whatever. Anyway, peace out, my brothers and sisters. I'll see you in the next video. All you girls and guys in Interland. Ciao, ciao. Hasta la vista. Sayonara.